Good evening, Southern Maryland, and I'm aspiring meteorologist John Bordash, and we have a lot to talk about today. So first, we're going to start off with what happened for your day today. Today, we did see temperatures get right up into the 60s. Pax River recorded 65, but I saw multiple locations come in the upper 60s. Even for some of you, you got into the 70s, lower 70s, right around 70, 71. But we did start the morning off right around 44, and we didn't see massive cooling. But the real question is, how will the 65-degree temperature play into the forecast when we head into the winter weather talk? And that's what we're going to spend the majority of this update doing. And I'm just going to warn you now, we're going to be talking about this for a long time. I think this video right here is going to be right around maybe 7 to 8 minutes, because we have a lot to talk about. I like to keep them short, right around 3 to 4 minutes, because I know you don't want to hear me talk, but we do have a lot to talk about. So first, what we're going to talk about is our colder solutions that are coming in from our bigger weather models. I think that the chance of a winter storm is increasing. Now, I'm still not going to bank on either ice storm or snowstorm or rainstorm because there's still a little bit too much uncertainty. I think we're going to see a combination of all three, but I think we'll be looking at our biggest impacts coming from freezing rain, thus ice. So what we're going to take a look at right now is what First Alert Radar is looking like at 8:30. We're looking at a few showers ahead of our Arctic front, and we're going to be looking at a lot of rain come through the region tomorrow. I think rain is possible through the majority of the day tomorrow, and we may be looking at rainfall amounts up to over an inch. Alright, so we're going to be looking at that. And this is not associated with our winter storm. We need to see this thing move through the area first to even start talking about snow. If this doesn't move through, no snow. But it's pretty certain, like a 96% certainty, that this is going to move through, and that's what's going to be causing a rain for tomorrow. Now, once we zoom out radar, look at this. We are looking at a massive winter storm ongoing out west. Areas in southern Missouri, where you see those shades of blue, so Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. So we have Missouri, we have Springfield right up through here, Indianapolis, looking at a lot of snow coming through. They may see upwards of 8 to 10 inches. Now, the shades of pink and purple, we're looking at an ice storm ongoing. We're looking at heavy freezing rain from Dallas on up towards northern portions of Arkansas. We even have ice storm warnings in effect in Memphis. It is before December 15th, and we are talking about ice storm warnings, winter storm warnings. This is crazy early, and not just for our area to see anything, because we're right on over here. We see SOMD. For the country, pretty much just see something like this. Now, was the October snowstorm a few years ago early? Yeah, but we were talking about snow. We weren't talking about an ice storm. We're still in the other parts of December, and we're talking about an ice storm. Pretty crazy. But we are looking at those above normal temperatures we saw today. So, obviously, when this front moves through, and this is all associated with that front, we're going to be looking at rain. Look at these temperatures, alright? So here we are. We're looking at right around 63, 60 degrees right now, around 8:30. Take a walk as to where that cold front is. Yeah, it's sitting right up through here where you're seeing on that precip. So we go to 38 in Columbus. Okay, we can kind of deal with that. 28 in Indianapolis. Okay, we can still deal with that. 23 in St. Louis. Alright. 17 north of Kansas City. Starting to get chilly. 15 in Des Moines. 5 in Minneapolis. That's cold. Negative 19 in Colorado, negative 18 in Montana. Some locations are even coming in with below negative 20 readings, right? And these aren't wind chills, these are actual temperatures. Anywhere where you see white, those are temperatures that are below 0. Yeah, we are talking about a really, really, really strong Arctic front. It's not going to get that cold, but 30s and 20s and even some teens will be moving into your 7-day forecast. Now, what I really want to talk about are dew points. Right, and dew points, and an easy way to think of dew points, because people always ask about this, especially in the summer when we talk about heat indices getting above 100, and it's all because of the dew point. They also play a role in winter weather. When we talk about dew points, so let's just say it's 30 degrees outside. That means that dew point cannot go above 30 degrees. And a way to think of it, so if we have a 20-degree dew point, a 30-degree temperature, we're taking 30 of those degrees and turning them, well, we're taking 20 of those 30 degrees, turning them into water, alright? So we're looking at like 66% humidity. That's probably not even anywhere near what it would be. We'd have to look at more measurements, but it's a measure of how much water is in the air. Alright, here are the current dew points. We're sitting pretty moist, temperatures right around 60, looking at 58 ahead of this cold front. But we're looking, even though this is showing brown, which would indicate dry, we're still looking at moist conditions. where was right around the 30s in Indianapolis, 21 in Indianapolis right now for your dew point. And here's what we're going to talk about with this. Evaporative cooling. Alright, what does that mean? I'll tell you in a second. Are temperatures going to play a big role with this thing? Yes. I think that a change with 2 degrees in the forecast, it's going to make all the difference. Now, I don't know if you all remember me saying this, but I said that back when we saw that early March snowstorm that should have happened but didn't. The forecast temperature was for 33 in snow. It was 35, 36 in all rain. Okay? Now, the difference between that and this, one, that was March. We saw a high sun angle, okay? And we saw a lot more of a marine influence than we saw. The thing is that with this forecast temperature in the lower 30s, I'm including the marine impact. We will be looking at temperatures in the 30s. Alright? I think that temperatures will be cold enough for freezing rain. I think the chance of the storm happening right now are sitting at a 5 out of 10. Yeah, that's low. No, not really. That's actually kind of high considering we're still 3 days out. I think it is we're definitely going to see something. The question is, what will we see? And here's where evaporative cooling comes in. So let's just stick with the 30-degree example. Let's just say that temperature Saturday night is 30 degrees. That's below freezing. It would fall as snow if we were to see precip. Now let's say that dew point is sitting right around 22 degrees, alright? So that's still a little bit dry to see anything fall from the sky actually reach the ground. So then we would look at Virgo, and you're going to hear me say that a lot over the course of the next few days. When we see Virgo fall, that means we're looking at precip falling, it's just not reaching the ground. So, we're going to look at those snow or ice pellets to fall. And then that's going to cool the atmosphere around it. When it falls fast enough, we're going to be looking at that to cool down the atmosphere. And when we're looking at the dew point of 22, it could drop the temperature down to from 30, maybe down to 27, 26 degrees. Because of all that precip, we're looking to bring that temperature closer to the dew point to have it fall. Because the atmosphere wants it to fall, it just has to work on it, right? So, again, that jump of 2 degrees will be significant. And then that means we have to go from 27 up, like what, 5 degrees to get above freezing to get that to change over to rain, which means we're going to be hanging on to that frozen precip a little bit longer. So now we're going to take a look at that NAM model just to look at the short term, okay? Again, we're going to be looking at that rain to move into the forecast. Again, we're going to be looking at rain really dominating your forecast for tomorrow. And then out west, we may be looking at some snows, freezing rain out towards southern Pennsylvania, western Maryland. Get nothing all that major. And look, ooh, is that snow I see coming in? Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Sunday, we're looking at snow starting to move in. I think we start off with snow, I really do. I think snow is definitely what we're going to see move in, then go over to freezing rain. Now, the NAM model is a little bit warmer, but keeps that freezing rain and keeps it all freezing rain on out west, okay? And that brings in right around 3 to 6 inches of snow for us. So, we're going to need to look at the highs and lows and where they set up. Because where this high pressure you see set up, that's what's really going to determine how much of anything we see and how long it's going to last. So, what we're going to be looking at is this high pressure to set up, and depending on where it moves is what's really going to dominate the forecast, because this is going to be a cold high. It's going to be a really strong high too. The normal sea surface pressure sitting right around 10, 12, that's for any given point. This is going to be at a 1030. So high pressure, that means nice weather, but that also means cooler weather when it's that strong this time of year. So we're going to be really cold. That's going to set up on the day on Saturday. Then we look at our low pressure system move in. Bring that chance of rain, sleet, or snow through the region. Now, this low pressure is eventually going to have to leave. So if this high pressure system stays here, this low pressure system should have no issue, maybe a little bit of issues, but nothing all that major, to move north, to move on up north, or maybe even a little bit over to the east. Now, if this high pressure system right here sets up further down towards New York or Philadelphia and nudges its way down to the coast, we could look at the potential for a significant winter storm. Why? Because this is then going to have to move either right on top of us or down to the south of us, which means more freezing rain or even more snow depending on where it goes. For us, here in southern Maryland, I know you'll hear DC TV meteorologists say you want it to not move farther south because that means we won't see snow. Here in southern Maryland, we want it to move further south to see the snow, alright? So we want it to move south to southern Maryland, and we may actually see that happen with this. Again, we're going to have to really watch to see what this is going to do. So, here's my first guess for Sunday and Monday. I said this was going to be coming out. I think on out west, where you see that dark shade of pink, you're going to be looking at a major ice storm. Maybe not super major, but you're definitely going to be looking at significant icing. I think sometime within the next 24 hours, we're going to start to see these weather watches roll out from the National Weather Service. Right now, we have none. I think this is going to be the first area to see a winter storm watch, and then that's going to be upgraded to an ice storm warning. I think on out towards the Shenandoah Valley, ice storm warnings will be happening. Then I think I-95, areas in Charles County, Northern Calvert, St. Mary's County, moderate icing will be happening for you. And again, this is the first guess. A moderate icing, probably worthy of maybe a winter storm warning, maybe a freezing rain advisory. And I think down through the majority of Calvert County and St. Mary's County, where you're going to have more of that marine impact, freezing rain is going to be more of the story for a brief period. You're going to be looking at elevated impacts. You may even see a freezing rain advisory for all of Calvert County and St. Mary's. But again, this is my first call. I posted on Facebook and on Instagram and everywhere because I need to move on. But again, we're going to be looking at ice to be the main priority here. I think with snow, it's going to be around 1 to 2 inches. Again, I'll put that forecast out tomorrow. So here's your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, the temperature of 60 is achieved early in the day around 8 a.m. Then our temperatures go south very quickly. 42 Saturday behind that cold front looks nice. Increasing clouds after sundown, and then again that winter storm moves into the forecast, and we may even see this end as snow Monday night. More snow is coming into the forecast, or at least it might. That chance is sitting right around a 50% chance, with those temperatures going back below freezing, and then chance of some flurries on Tuesday, and then we turn really cold as we head into the next few weeks. And I am monitoring the possibility for more winter weather coming up in about 2-3 weeks. Guess where that lands us? Christmas time. So we have a lot to talk about as we head through the month of December. I was forecasting a mild and not stormy December. Well, I can tell you right now, that forecast is wrong. And this forecast, I think right here, is going to be right. Winter storm, yeah, that's on the way. I'll continue to keep you updated, and once we get those watches and warnings rolling in here to the Weather Center, I'll definitely deliver those to you. But stay safe, keep a weather eye to the sky, and again, I'll be updating you on your ever-changing forecast. Have a nice and safe one, and please stay safe over the next few days.